What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in quickly with some Destiny 2 news stuff to round up in this video. So we're going to talk about Season of the Drifter. This is beginning in March. We now have an official release date for the beginning of the season. And so it gives us pretty much a certain idea of when we'll get Joker's Wild as well. We'll talk about that. Bungie talk about Trials of the Nine and the status of this event. A few pretty interesting words on this subject. We're also going to talk about Iron Banner coming up in the next couple of weeks. Some other seasonal stuff to be aware of in this video, guys. So as always, if you enjoy this one, a rating below is very much appreciated. But now let's jump straight into it. So a lot of this stuff is coming from this week at Bungie. We don't get any major news about Season of the Drifter outside of the fact that it will arrive on March 5th. Bungie say it will bring some exciting evolutions for your Guardian lifestyle, and we'll begin that conversation soon. So Season of the Drifter itself is going to start on March 5th, basically just a couple of weeks away. But considering Bungie haven't broken down any kind of key details about this just yet, it looks like the next couple of weeks should be pretty good in terms of news. And of course it also gives us that timeline now, so not long until Season of the Drifter actually begins. But in terms of when Joker's Wild will drop, of course Bungie say that the season will begin on March 5th, and what we've seen previously is a kind of in-between week between the two seasons. So based on what has happened in the recent past, March 5th is when Season of the Drifter will arrive. We might get some new Pinnacle weapons as well as sandbox updates and stuff like that, and that probably means that March 12th will actually be the release date for Joker's Wild itself. So of course I will keep you guys posted about that, something we're very curious to actually see. I've had plenty of teases and hints. Chris Barrett did say that we'd learn a lot about the Drifter and his backstory, as well as what the hell he's dragging behind his ship, the Derelict. We can get a pretty good look at some of this right here from some of this world art. I don't believe these angles are actually visible in game either, but the story component is obviously going to be pretty cool. On top of this, there will be a power increase, of course, to 700 power, new Gambit maps, a spring event, an exotic quest, and Iron Banner, and that's the seasonal update, and then of course Joker's Wild gear, weekly quests, a new Gambit experience, Xur bounties, finally Xur gets some kind of update, and another exotic quest for the DLC itself. So guys, I will be keeping you posted. But of course, before that, we've got a couple of weeks left of this season. Bungie say next week, after rose petals have cleared out by the sweeper bar, Lord Saladin will return to the tower with a competition fit for the Iron Lords. This is going to be the final Iron Banner for Season of the Forge, and it will be the last chance to pick up the Iron Fellowship armor set for this season, and of course Lord Saladin will get a refresh next season. They do say that Criminal's Dagger, the hand cannon, as well as the Hero's Burden SMG will continue to be available next season as post-match drops and rewards from Saladin. But we are going to have a couple more weapon rewards next week, and that is going to include the pulse rifle right there, as well as the grenade launcher. So that starts on February 19th, running up until February 26th. Bungie do remind us, make sure to turn in all of your completed bounties before the end of the season. When Season of the Drifter begins, they will be removed from the inventories, but Iron Banner tokens will persist into the next season. So that is that. Let us know if you're going to jump in and play Iron Banner next week. Now though, Bungie talk about Trials. They say, ever since Trials of the Nine went on hiatus in Season 4, many of you have been asking when it will come back and how it'll be evolving. We still don't have a timeline for when it may return, but we do want to give you an update on our current thinking about Trials. So the dev team say, as longtime Destiny players know, Trials of Osiris was released in May of 2015 as the original high-stakes weekend PvP event. Trials had an amazing impact on our game and community. It was a pinnacle venue for players to show off their skills, strategies, and gear. The 3v3 elimination mode, combined with the card system, created the coveted reward of earning a trip to the lighthouse. Then with the introduction of Trials of the Nine in Destiny 2, we made a few changes to the formula which never really hit the same mark. We were unhappy with its role in the ecosystem, and the new activity wasn't achieving the goal of bringing the community together every weekend. Both Destiny and the online PvP scene have evolved since 2015, so we don't believe that bringing back Trials in the 2015 version would accomplish what our goals are today. And they finish by saying, until we have a solid prototype for a pinnacle PvP endgame activity, Trials is staying on hiatus indefinitely and will not return over the course of the next few seasons. When we have those plans ready, we'll be sure to share them with you. So for any fans that really wanted Trials back in the game, obviously this is going to be pretty disappointing. The community had started to get a sense that Trials is definitely going to be away for a little while. Separate to this, Bungie do not talk about things like Faction Rally, and when Bungie say the course of the next few seasons, of course that at least means Joker's Wild and Penumbra, which is going to be the season we get this summer. So I'm certainly disappointed about this as well. Obviously, as Bungie say, the format has changed up a little bit, and while I'm disappointed that it isn't coming back right now, I definitely prefer them to take it away, rework the mode, and do it justice, as opposed to bringing it back in a similar form and it kind of not working again for the same reasons. Nonetheless, certainly pretty disappointing, and I imagine the community will be pretty frustrated about this, so let me know your thoughts about it down below. Nonetheless, it's going to be a good while before we see Trials return. So for now guys, that is going to summarize today's video. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on this news down below, but of course that all-important season start date we now know to be March 5th. I'll keep you guys posted over the next couple of weeks, but if you have enjoyed this video, a rating below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more D2 content, but for now, whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.